here the tactical tier list for ranked arenas. Last week we did go through the ultimate tier list, so this week we're gonna go through the tactical ability tier list, and then next week we will go over the passive ability tier list. So remember, this is tactical abilities only. If you guys don't know what your tactical is, it's the LB button for Xbox, the L1 for PlayStation, and I believe it's the Q for mouse and keyboard. So the first legend that we have up is BloodHound. Now BloodHound and his scan, I'm gonna put up an S tier. The only bad thing about BloodHound's tactical is it is on the higher side when it comes to cost. It costs 150 for an extra one, so that's probably the only downfall to it. But other than that, it's one of the best in the game. The next legend we have is Gibraltar. Now Gibraltar has his bubble shield. Gibraltar's bubble shield I have in A tier. I think it can be used in many different ways. Grabbing heals, rezzing your teammates. If you're in a bad spot out in the open, you could just throw a bubble on yourself. But there's just a lot of many different ways to use Gibraltar's bubble, and I do think it belongs up there in A tier. Next we have Lifeline. Now Lifeline's tactical ability is her health drone, and so last week we put Lifeline in the F tier or D tier. It was on the bottom of the list. I forgot which one it was, but here we're gonna put it in C tier because the health drone, it's not the best and it's not the worst, but at times it can have its purpose, so I do like it. Next we have Pathfinder's Grapple. I think you guys already know where I'm gonna put this one. It's at the top of S tier. There's really nothing much to explain there. I mean, he could get an advantage so easily when it comes to positioning with that grapple. Now we have Wraith and her phase. This one here is probably the first tricky one. In arenas, I do think that Wraith, out of all Wraith's abilities, her best one in arenas is her phase. For now, we're gonna put Wraith in A tier with the phase. We might change. We will do some changing towards the end of the video. Next, we have Bangalore and her smokes. Bangalore and her smokes is tough. It's in A tier. I would actually say it's right now on top of A tier. I would give it an advantage over Gibraltar's bubble and Wraith's phase. Next, we have Caustic. Now Caustic traps, it's not the worst, so I'm not gonna put it in D tier, but I do have it in C tier. I could definitely see it being effective, especially on maps like drop off, you know, where there's doors and you can trap the doors. Maybe use the traps as bait. Maybe not have the enemies push you, but it's not the worst, so I'm not gonna put it in D tier, but it's nothing special really. Next we have Mirage and his decoy. Now this is only one of his decoys. His ultimate is definitely a lot better, but his decoy, for now I'm putting him at the top of C tier. His ultimate is way better. His tactical, where he only throws one in arenas, I don't think you can really get fooled by it. So for that reason, I'm gonna have it in C tier. Next we have Octane and his stem. I think this one's easy. Octane and his stem up there in S tier as well. I'm gonna put Octane stem. This is where it's tough, whether you put BloodHound or Octane above, but here I'm gonna put Octane above BloodHound. I think having just being fast, I mean, you could grab them. When I play Octane, I love to grab materials when I'm playing Octane because of his stem. That's just an advantage right there. Next we have Wattson. Now Wattson, actually, she ain't bad. I'm gonna put Wattson above Lifeline and Caustic. On maps like Party Crasher on the ship side, maybe a map like Drop Off, where you can trap or block the doors. A map like Phase Runner on the Phase Runner side, Wattson's fences actually do help a lot. So for that reason, I'm gonna have Wattson above Lifeline and Caustic. I might change her to be above Mirage as well. But next we have Crypto. Now Crypto will be the first legend I have in B tier. I know that his drone, the biggest downfall in Crypto's drone is that if it gets destroyed, it takes like 40 seconds to come back. So even if you bought an extra one, you have to basically wait the whole round just to throw out a second drone, which is very, very bad. So for that reason, we're gonna have him in B tier. I mean, Crypto is best when you can use his ultimate, Next we have Revenant. For now, I'm gonna put Revenant in B tier. Revenant, his tactical, it's underrated. His tactical is the best thing about him when it comes to arenas. When it comes to arenas, his tactical is the best thing. Now, I'm someone who mains Gibby, or I have a majority of my kills on Gibraltar and Pathfinder. And I know as a Gibraltar main, if I get hit by a Revenant tactical, it throws my whole game off because it takes my gun shield away. I can't use my bubble, and it's a big game changer. One thing I do wish that Revenant had was where if you throw your tactical at a Lifeline res, it'll cancel it. I wish that happened, but that doesn't happen. But Revenant's tactical is really good and very underrated. Next we have Loba and her bracelet. I'm gonna put Loba's bracelet in A tier. I'm gonna put her at the top of A tier. I don't have it in S tier because it takes like 30 seconds. I'm not sure 100%, but it takes like 25-30 seconds just to get your bracelet back. And really, majority of the time, people really use it just in the beginning of the rounds. So for that reason, I have Loba's bracelet in A tier, at the top of A tier. And that is also one of the most underrated abilities in the game. And then next we have Rampart and her Rampart walls. This is good. Rampart and her walls, I have an A tier. I actually have, for now I'm gonna have above Wraith. I'm trying to figure out if I want to put Rampart's walls. See, if you're 3-stack, I would put Rampart's walls above Gibraltar and Wraith. But as a solo, I'm gonna put it right here. I'll put Gibraltar above because Rampart is best when with the team that's coordinated. You know, you guys, you know, like if you're staying back with your tactical, your walls, and your other two teammates are pushing, then it kind of throws off the purpose of putting down, you know, defensive walls. But at the end of the day, Rampart and her tactical is very, very good. Next we have Horizon and her gravity lift. This one I'm gonna put at B tier, at the top of B tier. It's good for height. It's best on the map like Party Crasher. I'm actually gonna switch Horizon and Wraith. I'm putting Horizon at the bottom of A tier, and I'm putting Wraith at the top of B tier. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I might switch this again, or I might change it again later towards the end of the video, but that's what I have. I do think getting height helps out a lot. Next we have Fuse and his knuckle clusters, and that one I have in B tier. Knuckle clusters are nice, it's helpful. It could definitely move the enemies out of positioning, and that's the main thing that you want to do when you're using Fuse's knuckle clusters. The best thing about Fuse that I do like though is his passive compared to all of his abilities, but his knuckle clusters are pretty good. I mean, it's cool that you have, you know, 2 extra basically like nades that the game gives you. So next we have Valk and her stuns. That we are going to put in B tier. And that one we're going to put above Crypto and Revenant and Fuse. Valk and her stuns, when used right, it's good. A lot of times, I mean, I see a lot of people use Valk's stuns. They don't use it to her fullest potential. When used to her fullest potential, it is a good tactical. You can definitely throw the enemies off and the enemies will hate you for it. So with that, I have Valk's tactical in the B tier. Next we have Seer. Now Seer his tactical is one of the best. I'm gonna put him in, just because his tactical can do so many different things, I'm gonna put him second. I mean, his tactical can cancel revives other than lifelines. It'll show you the health of the enemies. It'll show you, you can basically track the enemies for about like what, 5 to 7 seconds. And then there's probably something else I'm forgetting, but it does, it cancel your heals, right? So if you're trying to heal, it'll cancel that too. So I mean, his tactical is it's crazy how he can do so many things. Now next is Ashe. This is the legend that I have in D tier. I have Ashe at the bottom. I think her tactical is probably the most useless tactical. I know in some scenarios it will have an impact, but not many. And because of that, I don't know. Ashe is just one of those legends in arenas. She's very just disappointing because her ultimate is honestly one of the funnest ultimates to use, and one of the, I feel like, underrated ultimates to use. but the fact that her ultimate you can't get every round and her tactical is very underwhelming. It's just Ash is just down there as a legend for arenas. But next we have Maggie and her tactical. Now Maggie's ultimate is more used compared to her tactical. Her tactical is alright, but it's nothing special. I mean, I would rather have a fused knuckle cluster than Maggie's drill. So for that, we have Maggie in the bottom of B tier. Next we have NewCastle and his tactical. Now his tactical did get buffed. This is where I don't know where to put NewCastle, either above Gibraltar or put Gibraltar above. I ain't gonna lie, there might be some bias, so I have Gibraltar ahead of NewCastle. I wouldn't complain if anyone said NewCastle over Gibraltar, but I have NewCastle behind Gibraltar. And then last we have Vantage. Vantage's tactical is fun, but it's nothing special. And because of that, I have Vantage's tactical. Towards the bottom of B tier. So let me overview this and see what I think. If there's any changes that I would make, have Pathfinder at number 1. Agree on that. Then we have Seer, Octane, BloodHound. I do like that. Loba is tactical with her bracelet at the top of A tier. Then we have Bangalore, Smoke, Gibraltar, NewCastle. Like I said, those could go either way. Rampart's walls are good. It's best when you're playing as a team, but it's just very annoying to go against, and it's just strong. Horizon's Lift is up there too. Wraith's Phase at the top of B tier. Valk, Crypto, Revenant. Actually, I'm actually going to change Revenant and Crypto. I'll put Revenant above Crypto. And then we have Fuse, Vantage, Maggie. C tier, we have Mirage at the top of C tier. Then we have Wattson, Lifeline, Wattson, Lifeline, and Caustic. And then at the bottom we have Ash. You guys let me know down in the comment section if you guys agree with this list. Let me know if there's any big changes that you guys would make in this tier list. Remember, this is tactical abilities only, so let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If you guys like the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.